Cayenne Turbo GT may be the best performance SUV ever made, and in today's video I'm going to go through some facts and figures to prove how. Let's get into it. And up first is the engine and performance. The Turbo GT has a 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 which produces 640 horsepower and 850 Nm of torque, and via an 8-speed automatic gearbox this car can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.1 seconds with a top speed of 189 miles an hour. One downside to an engine like this, it can only get 20 miles to the gallon, however it's worth it for that amazing performance. The Turbo GT is the most hardcore performance SUV on Porsche's fleet, and for it to claim this title, it must have some very dynamic performance features, and it does. It has the ride height, which is 17mm lower than the standard Turbo. The Turbo GT also has some other features, including the PASM, which is the Porsche Active Suspension Management. It also has PDCC, which is Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, and it also has the PTU Plus, which is the Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus, and it has the PCCB, which is Porsche Ceramic Composite Brakes. It also has rear axle steering, meaning at lower speeds the Turbo GT's rear wheels turn in the opposite direction of the front wheels, allowing it for better manoeuvrability and turning circle, and at higher speeds they turn in the same direction, meaning it has better handling. Up next is some good things about the Turbo GT. The Turbo GT has cylinder deactivation, allowing it to deactivate part of the engine, which allows for better fuel economy. It also has an increased downforce of 40 kilograms from the active rear wing. Two other cool features about this car is it has the same power to weight ratio as the 718 Cayman GT4, and it's 9 seconds faster than the even more powerful Lamborghini Urus around the Nürburgring. However, this car is not all good, but before I tell you some of the downsides of this car, I'd like to say thank you so much for over 800 subscribers, and for that, let's take another listen to this car in its launch mode and a few more accelerations. Let's get into that. Features of this car include poor vision past 70 miles an hour due to that active rear wing being all the way up. It also has a soft limiter when you're stationary, so you can only rev it up to around the 4,000 RPM mark, which just really isn't ideal for such a high performance, massive engine SUV. It's now time to take a look at the design of the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT. At the front, you'll notice the Matrix LED headlamps, which have 64,000 camera controlled pixels. Up front, you'll also notice a very aggressive bumper and larger air intakes compared to the standard Cayenne Turbo, and it also has some very lovely 22-inch alloy wheels. The Cayenne Turbo GT also comes with lots of carbon features, including a carbon roof and carbon mirror caps. It also has roof, spoiler and an active rear wing on the boot lid. It has a very nice sporty diffuser with twin central mounted titanium exhaust pipes, and it has some rear Turbo GT badging. But it's now time to see if the Turbo GT's interior really matches to the high standards of the performance and the exterior design. And in my opinion, the interior definitely matches to the exterior, as it has a very high quality leather and Alcantara interior with the traditional Porsche Cayenne grab handles since the Mark I in the centre. It has Turbo GT embossed into the headrest and into the centre console, as well as the straight ahead yellow dash on the steering wheel. It also has screens and a red cover on the drive selector, which looks very sporty and very aggressive, and it has 2 sport seats up front and in the back, and they just look so good. However, there's a tray in the middle seat which looks really bad in the back because you can't actually use said middle seat, which is definitely a downside to this car, and it also has a rear armrest. Let's take a look at the car I would choose. You can no longer configure a Turbo GT as they have not released a new one yet, so I've gone and found one on Auto Trader which is in black with those red leather interior seats, and it just looks so sporty with those twin central rear mounted exhausts and those sort of gold bronze wheels with those yellow carbon ceramic brakes and that carbon mirror caps, and just the red interior looks so good with the black exterior, and that carbon roof rear spoiler looks so good. Unfortunately, it is the end, and you can let me know if you enjoyed by leaving a like and subscribing and dropping a comment down below. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.